Very familiar face, Sebastian Coe. 2 years after the London Olympics, what does a man who brings the Olympics to London do after that? Well, it seems quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm having a nice time actually. I'm doing things that I'm very lucky and privileged to be doing. I'm chairing the British Olympic Association, which is fantastic. I've just come back from Sochi with a team that really performed extraordinarily well. We have a big track and field year coming up. So my IAAF hat means that I'm going to be watching everything from World Relay Championships, a new addition to our international calendar, and finishing off with the Continental Cup in Marrakesh at the end of the year. So it's a big track and field year, and of course the Commonwealth Games.
And of course we're here in Kuala Lumpur because
we're here in Kuala Lumpur to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation and the Laureus Sports Awards. It seems barely credible that it was 15 years ago that we had our first gathering where we sort of figured out what the foundation would be doing, and 15 years later millions of young people have been helped and supported internationally by what we've done. And it's nice to be in a part of the world where we haven't really been before, and already to have announced some fresh project work in the region. And the incredible thing is, Seb, I mean, your sporting career wasn't too shabby, but you find yourself amongst equals and I would say betters, but I mean, you're a sports fan as well, aren't you? Yeah, when you're sitting at a table that contains the best, gymnast ever and
swimmer ever,
the best swimmer ever, and three of the best extraordinary rugby players, there's not much room for bragging rights, really.
No, it's extraordinary. Now, 2 years on after London, your thoughts?
My thoughts are very, very positive. If you look at the first year, we were able to record an increased number of people playing sport, a 6% increase in volunteering, which I think is in large part the inspiration of the games makers.
Yeah.
£11 billion going into the British economy as a direct result of the games and inward investment and business that's been won around that. A sea change of attitude since the Paralympic Games, particularly about disability in the workplace, and 8 permanent venues in the Olympic Park, and all 8 now have got homes and secure legacy.
Could it have gone much better, in all honesty, where before the Games began, when you had that moment the night before, is this actually going to work? Could it have gone any better?
If you said to me 2 years afterwards, and having sort of started the first bit of the legacy journey, if you'd said to me 2 years before, would I have taken all that? Yes. Within a heartbeat, I would have taken that.
Why was it so successful? Clearly Team GB showed up, that helped. The games makers helped, the weather helped,
I think
London.
You've just identified 2 or 3 of a number of things. The athletes, clearly, Team GB performing beyond even the highest, level of expectation. Games makers that really did drive not only a sort of community spirit, the torch relay, let's not forget 20 million people came out on the streets to watch that. The athletes make or break the games, and it wasn't just about Team GB extraordinary as they were, and Paralympic GB, but it was also about the extraordinary level of competition internationally.
Sure.
When you got the 800 metre world record being smashed beyond expectation.
Super Saturday.
But if you pinned me on one thing, I think it was just the extraordinary spirit of generosity across the whole of the UK, where people just came behind the project in a way they've never come behind anything, probably outside of wartime.
Can you, I don't know whether you can answer this question, but for a man who won 2 Olympic gold medals spectacularly, especially second time round, was that the highest moment of your career, would you say, bringing the games to London and seeing them succeed?
I think being a part of the team to bring the games to London, and then watching them grow over that 7-year period, and then witnessing all the things that we're now witnessing, I think that has to be bigger than anything individually I did in my sport, and I'm very proud to have been a part of the team that did that.
And you sold London, and you got London primarily on legacy, didn't you? And legacy's always, not always, but often been a problem, hasn't it, post-games? Games come, games go. and that's it.
It's always a challenge, and I think that we've made a very good start in that, because the start wasn't made just immediately after the games. You know, the seeds of legacy were planted during the bid itself. You know, we were very clear about what we wanted to do. So it wasn't really like coming out of the games and figuring out what we then did with legacy. We'd got the 5 clear strands, and a lot of development in that area had already taken place.
Finally, very quickly, you're a big Chelsea fan.
Yep.
Are they going to win the league?
I think it'll be close. My instinct from the very beginning was yes, we can. And I think we've got a very good chance of going a long way in the Champions League as well.
Fantastic.